Luke, I am your father. Don't I look like Darth Vader? I've never seen a single Star Wars episode in my entire life. Was never a Star Wars kid. Couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. What's going on, guys? Today is April 3rd, 2023. It's about 10 p.m. here on the East Coast. We're making another video. We're on a roll here. We're on a streak. Took a very long nap today. I'm kind of upset about it. I fell asleep around like 4:30, 5-ish, and woke up at 9. So essentially I'm fucked. I don't know if I'll be able to fall back asleep. I might be able to get a couple more winks in for an hour or two before I have to go to work at 4. But it is what it is. I got the energy and the time for this video. So we're going to be taking a look at the S&P, the daily price action from today. We'll look at the underlying, and we just had a big drop in AMC. In after hours, it fell like 22% on litigation news. Shout out OnlyFlow, shout out Astro. I guess there was some flow, some shopping going on for out of the money puts a couple hours before. Make sure you join OnlyFlows so you can get that front row seat to the tape action. State of the art, top notch, elite level data coming at you live from OnlyFlows, so you can front run the market. Let's hop right into it though. SPY had a pretty boring day. Closed green 0.38%. We hit an intraday high of about $411.37. And oh wait, that wasn't today. No, that was today, April 3rd. 411.37 intraday high. Intraday low of 408.44, below our level at 409.57. And then we bounce back heading into close. Closed at 410.95. So, pretty supportive day at this 409.57 level, 0.786 between 413.75, the code 1.618, and 39424, the 083.618. Yesterday's video, I was talking about finding support at this golden pocket between the two levels. 406.92 to 406.30. Previous resistance becomes support. Monday, March 6th. Tuesday, February 21st. And I was looking for a pullback of about 0.7% from yesterday's close to 406.92 to 406.30. But we didn't get it, which is good news for us. Towards the end of last night's video, I was talking about us maybe being done with this golden pocket for now. Maybe not revisiting it and establishing support and actually finding support at this 0.786. We slipped right below it, just under 409.57 today, and we quickly recovered above it. So we're looking good. We're looking good. On the 30-minute, you do have a bearish MACD signal line cross heading into after hours at about 4:30. And then on the 30-minute, the RSI is retesting its 200 SMA here. If we go to the 2-hour, you're just starting to get a signal line cross in bearish fashion on RSI, on MACD, with RSI curling down out of overbought territory. So if we can't find support at 409.57 tomorrow, I think you will certainly retest this golden pocket as support. So again, we'll label this support. And the next target, of course, is 413.75. we look at the 1 minute, smallest time frame we can go down to right now, because I'm not paying for TradingView. I'm not going to go down to the 30-second or 15-second anyways. But smaller the time frame, weaker the signal. You're just starting to have a signal line cross in bullish fashion on the 1 minute. It's a big nothing burger though. Oversold on RSI on the 1 minute. So we're just going to stick to the higher time frames. Go to the daily. Small volume today. 10-day average is 89 million. We hit 67 million today. And as far as MACD and RSI go on the daily, still have a big signal line cross, lots of separation with the signal line on MACD, and RSI is at 63.18, so just below overbought territory on the daily by about 7 points. Take one look at the 4 hour and see if we can determine anything else from this. Whoop, my computer sounds like an airplane taking off. What's going on? Overbought on RSI, curling down, and then MACD still above its signal line a good amount, but I do believe this is going to curl down back for a bearish signal line cross tomorrow at some point on the 4 hour. So because we didn't have a miraculous day of upside, we topped out at about 411.37. I must say that we should be retesting 406.92 to 406.30 tomorrow from where we were at in after hours. As of after hours close, that would be about a 0.9 to a % move down. So, you know, typical healthy red day, typical healthy retracement after all the upside that we've seen. And we'll take a look at futures. Futures currently red 0.1%. Oh, but wait. Hold on. When did we retest the COVID 1.618 on futures? In after hours. Okay. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. If you remember my "we did it guys" tweet from Thursday when we touched this GP on futures 4099 down to 4094, equivalent to 406.30 to 406.92 on SPY. That's how I knew 406.30 to 406.92 was a lock on SPY the next day on Friday. And we actually retested the COVID 1.618 on futures at 415.350 in this session. So let's see. Disregard the probability of retesting 406.30 to 406.92 on SPY tomorrow for now, because the futures session right now is what matters most. 30-minute let's see, histogram just went negative. RSI kind of flat here below the 200 SMA, creating higher lows. And MACD, you do have that signal line cross about an hour ago. But I actually, you know what? It's tough to fucking say, guys. It's tough to say. We're not going to get too intricate with it. We're not going to make predictions. What we're going to do is set us up to win no matter what happens. So, futures 4149.75. Just coming short of retesting 415.350 again. The COVID 1.618 on futures. This is your job tonight. If you're awake, just watch futures. If we can, maintain this level here, if we can maintain these higher lows and sort of break above this 1.618, the COVID 1.618 on futures, 413.75 tomorrow is a lock. if this fails, if we start creating lower lows from 8 p.m. on futures, your next level below is 409.57, of course, but that is relatively weak support. We haven't had that much price action locally there quite yet. Today we just barely established support there, so I wouldn't consider this strong support just yet. I would still anticipate 409.57 not holding up. I wouldn't consider it strong support yet. True support 406.92 to 406.30. Next move up 413.75. So you're looking at either a 0.8 to 1% move to the upside or a 0.8 to 1% move to the downside. And I don't think it's necessarily a flip a coin type deal. Futures, a lot could happen here. This could get a good push above 415.350 tonight. Retest, this upper supply above it at about 416.8. As of right now, I'm kind of neutral. The 5-minute doesn't look too bad. MACD looks like it wants to curl back up. Histogram looks like it might go positive. We're going to play it by ear. So basically same plan as yesterday. You got to wait for the market to give it what it's going to give you. Zero emotions. True support at 406.92 to 406.30. 0.8 to 1% move down, or 0.8 to 1% move up at 413.75 tomorrow. It's what the market will give you. It's just a matter of which one people are going to be seeing. That's pretty much it on SPY. No promises. No promises. NVIDIA, 0.68% green today, closed at 279.65. Hit an intraday high of 280 even, I believe. Yep, 280 even. Price target is 282.44, carrying over from the March target, and that is when this inverse head and shoulders started forming in late March of 2022. Still waiting on that price point to be hit. And then we start playing the 14.618 down to the 13.618. Target to 316.99. And expect somewhat of a pullback after retesting 282.04. Because we've just been on a fucking tear. If you look at the daily, RSI is now overbought. MACD, you can see here it's getting closer to its signal line. More likely that this curls back down and we get a bit of a bearish signal line cross on MACD. Histogram is flat, so I expect 282.04 and a bit of a pullback, which would look healthy. Apple closed at 166.17, 0.7% green today. Continued above the price target of 164.83 from March. Dipped slightly below it intraday, pretty much until power hour. And then we got that boom boom to retest a higher high from yesterday, or a higher high from the intraday previously. We're still waiting for confirmation on Apple. 195.94 is my next target, above all-time high. That would create a new all-time high. People don't like that. People look at Apple's debt, lower iPhone usage, all these things. But as Dave Marino would put it, the market moves on technicals, not so much fundamentals. And unless you've been living under a rock for the last 2 or 3 years, it's certainly the case. It's like technical analysis has been the most important factor in determining which direction the market is going to move. Not so much earnings, not so much data sets that come out. So we're going to just let Apple fester. We're going to let it cook. Let them cook. No pun intended. Steve Cook, rest in peace. Is it Steve Cook? I think so. We're just going to observe. Tesla. 0.6% red today on Tesla. Tesla pulled back. Still above support at 189.25. Still waiting for this 220.22 price target to be hit. That was the price target for end of March. Came short of it. And 30-minute MACD. I'm getting a signal line cross here towards the end of the day, leading into after hours on Tesla. However, RSI is still curled slightly down, so we have two separate reads here. If we look at 2 hour, 2 hour still looking very bearish on MACD. Histogram is very negative, and MACD is nowhere near its signal line. So no sign of a curl here, curl back up on Tesla just yet. I think this could fall back down to 189.25, to say the least, tomorrow. Meta had a big nothing burger green day at 0.53% green as of close at 213.07. Everything looks the same on the daily price action. It looks like you have that boring intraday price action above support, and then boom booms in power hour. What are we looking at? Meta. Did I say Microsoft? We're looking at Meta, guys. So still trading above 206.48. That was the price target for March. And MACD on the 2 hour, very close to its signal line. This looks like it wants to curl back down. Histogram flattening out here. Still in positive territory, but looking kind of weak. RSI rejecting out of overbought territory. Still well above its 200 SMA. So I'd be looking for a pullback to support at 206.48. Obviously, you have room down below it to this range here from the 27th or the 28th of March, maybe to a low of 198.30. I think that would bring RSI on the 2 hour back down to, 39, 40, closer to oversold territory. And then MACD, it'll probably sit near the zero line. Maybe you do get a slight zero line cross, but relatively speaking, I think this will hold up pretty nicely somewhere around 206.48 before moving to retest the supply here from May of 2022 at about $224. So the plan for Meta was to wait for 224 and then another pullback to 206.48 to establish true support before hopping into 250 strike calls. Expiry to be determined. Price target 257.86. The 0.236 between the 3.618 extension at 529.42 and the 2.618 at 206.48. We're gonna observe again. The market has to act before we do, but we do have to respond quickly. or react quickly. Microsoft 287.23 closed today, slightly red at 0.37%. 30-minute MACD still above its signal line, but histogram kind of slowing down here, flattening out, barely positive, and you are starting to get this lower high, lower high, lower high going on Microsoft above 284.84, the price target for March. So I'd be just watching this trend from today. If you can break this downtrend, lower high, lower high, lower high, then I think you would see some more upside. But I think you should retest 284.84, the 2.618. As far as the 2 hour goes on MACD, it's probably the same thing as everything else. You actually have a bearish signal line cross here on MACD towards the end of the day on Microsoft. RSI curling back down to its 200 SMA, so you'll probably see some bearish divergence here on RSI, and then continue up. So a move to 284.84 should render those reactions on MACD and RSI. MACD should be somewhere near the zero line when that happens, and I'll be expecting another bullish signal line cross around 284.84, give or take a few dollars. 30-minute looks terrible on RSI at least, so maybe a pullback, about a 1% pullback on Microsoft. Across the board, it's looking like a 0.8 to 1% red day tomorrow. I'm not saying we're going to close down 1%, but I think somewhere between 0.8 to 1% intraday is where we'll end up on the S&P and the underlyings. Healthy pullback, healthy move after all this upside. When things go up, they must come down a bit. The Bobos will be in full force if we do see a 1% red day, typical red day, and we'll be ready to kill them again. Trust. Netflix had almost a 1% green day. Actually, the highest performing stock that we're following, 0.8% green on Netflix. Coming up to that GP again, where we entered 300 strike puts in late February. 366.07 down to 350.91. Watch my last video. I talked about Netflix towards the end of the video. I'm sorry it's 45 minutes long. Like I said, I'm trying to keep these under 20 minutes or so. But yesterday's took a bit longer. So look for another rejection here initially at this golden pocket between 366.07 down to 350.91 on Netflix. Of course, if you break above 366.07, the next target is 438.16. Supply from February 1st, 2022. Big rejection there before we actually fell down and found initial support at golden pocket. But can't lie, I am expecting a second rejection at this golden pocket, and then a move down to the downside target from March, 256.88. Of course, 300 is a psychological number. You did hit a low of 285-ish mid-March on Netflix, but I'm going to maintain that downside target on Netflix, 256.88 at the moment. Closed at 348.28, just below the 0.618 of this golden pocket, 350.91. So a little bit more room to the upside on Netflix before you re-enter this golden pocket. 366.07 down to 350.91. MACD on the 2 hour. Whoops. Pretty close to its signal line, it looks like. Starting to curl back down for a bearish signal line cross. Histogram starting to fade. RSI, very overbought. What did I just do? Very overbought on RSI on the 2 hour. I think we would see a pullback tomorrow in Netflix. Where to? I'm not going to say a 0.8 to 1% pullback on Netflix because Netflix is in a league of its own when it comes to percentile moves. Maybe a 3% pullback tomorrow if we have a red day. Maybe to this support here or this rejection zone here. So that's where we essentially rejected twice back in January and December of 2022. We rejected here on Friday and retraced a bit, but we can view this as short time support for now. So if we have a red day on Netflix tomorrow, I'd be looking for maybe a 2.5 to 3% move on Netflix. And last but not least, AMC, the big kahuna. We fell from golden pocket between 520 and 483 in after hours. We hit a, actually have to look on Webull. Big red in after hours on AMC, as everyone knows. I woke up, checked the charts, and I said, holy shit, AMC's down 21% in after hours. What's going on? It's really not that surprising. 370 after hours low. We did bounce a bit. We're sitting at 3.9, $3.99 as of after hours close. We fell from golden pocket, and yeah, this was litigation news apparently for Ape. I don't follow all that shit. I really don't know what's going on with it. I just look at the charts. But something to do with that. So the big red one came in after hours for Amy. If you have been watching my videos, been saying I'm neutral here. Excuse me. I'm neutral here between 520 and 483. We're getting kind of neutral signals on RSI and MACD when we were trading in this channel. So I couldn't decisively say we were going to go up or down. I gave you the bull case scenario from 520 to 483. Said above 520, see 711 for target 1. As high as 1161 if things really started to get cooking. Downside target since like February, since before earnings, has been 281, which is this rejection point from November of 2020. So resistance becomes support, support becomes resistance. I think 281 is still next as far as price targets go on AMC. That's where I'll be buying. I don't know about you guys. So looking pretty heavy here on AMC. There's really no sign of this slowing down tomorrow. They're lucky the market wasn't open because this could have got ugly real fast. So essentially AMC has about another 28 to 30% down to go to 281. MACD just fucking going to say hi to Satan right now. RSI in oversold territory, but that doesn't matter. MACD is just cooking straight to hell right now. So much separation between MACD signal line that this RSI, I'm really not anticipating an oversold bounce here. You might get an initial bounce tomorrow as a reaction to this, but I see it as being short-lived. 30-minute looks extremely heavy. The 2-hour, I mean, I don't even think the 4-hour will show it. Oh, it will. So you're just getting a zero line cross on MACD on the 4-hour. RSI just hit oversold territory on the 4-hour. Histogram just went negative on the 4-hour. This has a lot of room to go, guys. Another 25 to 30% down to 281. I'm not in puts. I'm not betting against AMC. I'm just observing it. And I'm waiting for my buy zone, 281. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's really nothing else to tell you about AMC. I'm not going to sit here and tell you when something is going to happen, because that's how you fuck people's lives up. I learned that very early on. You just have to take what the market gives you. I'm not into fractals anymore. Everyone has been completely wrong for years, including myself. There's no way to predict the algo, and it is an algorithm. There's no doubt about that. You should read Misbehavior of the Markets by Benoit Mandelbrot if you really want to learn something about fractals. But essentially, unless you're some advanced quant that has been working in the development of algorithmic trading programs since their inception, or you work at like Citadel or BlackRock, there's no way that you can perfectly predict the speed in which an algorithm moves, the size in which a fractal will end up looking like, how compressed or stretched out it is. There's really no way. You can get kind of far with your naked eye, don't get me wrong, but a broken clock is always right twice a day. I've been right pulling bar patterns. I've been right looking at patterns and saying, oh, well, this looks like this and that looks like that. However, because we're dealing with money and we're making money or losing money when we're doing such things, our confidence gets reinforced by the wins, and we think we have something figured out, when in reality, it's just the dollar amount gain that we're making, giving us what I would say is false confidence in our ability to read or anticipate or predict the market move based on what we see as algorithmic high frequency trading. So it's a double-edged sword. Double-edged sword. And when I say everyone has been wrong, everyone has been wrong, including myself. That's why I don't do the bar patterns anymore. That's why I don't, I had this labeled from 2014 and on with boxes. I had a 4-sequence setup, A, B, C, D. And I had a friend who has a cousin who works at a firm, yada, 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 who uses historical data to match previous market moves on indices and other tickers with patterns forming in the present day to anticipate the next move. But this is coming from him. It's not 100% accuracy. A lot can happen. Like, just because you get an 89% correlation with price action from 2016 to 2018 matched with the inverse head and shoulders, the go fuck yourself inverse head and shoulders from December of 2021. That was true story. We got an 86 to 89% correlation between this price action here, something around here, 2016 to 2018, with some time frame from 2021. And guess who went long based on that data? 89% correlation. We're going up. No, we got fucked. So you can't do it. I'm telling you, you can't. You have to react to the market. If you try to front run anything, you better be damn sure, because you got your money on the line. But it's easier to react. So that's my rant. DXY, the dollar, slightly green, 0.14% green. More news. Let's see what it is. Asia stocks wobble as OPEC output cuts. Weak U.S. data raise uncertainty. What? Weak U.S. data. Oh. Weak U.S. data sets raise uncertainty. Okay. Fuck your uncertainty. I'm pretty certain that the oil thing isn't necessarily indicative of any market move. If you look at crude's chart and the S&P's chart, you can't tell me definitively that when oil goes up or oil goes down, the S&P goes up or the S&P goes down. Prove me wrong. Someone prove me wrong. Maybe I'm not seeing the correlation, but maybe you do. So tweet at me if you think I'm wrong by saying there's very little correlation between the price fluctuation of crude and the S&P's performance, or the Dow's, or the Nasdaq's, whichever indice you want to use. But until then, I will stand by that statement. Last look at futures. Not looking hot here. 0.11% red. RSI pointing down on the 5-minute now. 30-minute looking weak. So I think tomorrow you'll open up somewhere around 4957. Close at 410.95. Set at 410.59 as of after hours close. Probably open up somewhere around 409.57. Futures will probably go decently red here. We're looking at about a 0.7% move down in this session, down to 4120.25. And then when market opens, I'd be looking for a break of 409.57 on SPY and a move to 406.30 to 406.92 sometime intraday. So expect a red one tomorrow, and I will catch you sometime during the day. Good luck and good night.